John, in terms of how they're going to go about this, what Prime Minister Kishida is trying to push for, de-escalation as well as non-proliferation, right? Whatever happened to denuclearization, is that not realistic anymore?
Oh, it's very much on his agenda, and it's part of his Hiroshima action plan, which I expect all the G7 leaders will endorse at this communique. But the end of it, the stretch objective, is a world without nuclear weapons some decades from now. But if you get them to agree to that, that means complete nuclear disarmament for the United States, Britain, and France. Pretty tough for all three of them to do, but
how realistic is that?
One of the greatest dangers is accidental, unintended, unauthorized launch, right?
Yeah.
Not I'm going to deliberately incinerate you and then you will me, I know.
Yeah.
The more nuclear weapons that exist, the more things can go wrong. So it's a common existential threat. So I think over the coming decades, there is hope it can be done. But it has to start now before we get Iranian breakout, China going up, North Korea using them,
Yeah.
The dear leader, rather unpredictable.
I hear you. John, we were talking offline a couple of seconds ago, and you like to describe yourselves as the G7 Research Group as sort of the global governance compliance officer. And as far as the G7 is concerned, what they promised before, what they're talking about now as well, what's the track record been in terms of what they're talking about, what they promise, and what they actually end up delivering at the end of the day?
Pretty good. There's a lot of skepticism amongst public's voters as to whether politicians making promises at home alone, the State of the Union address, keep them within the next year. Do they do better when they go abroad collectively? On the whole, the G7 commitments are kept within the next year, an average level of 76%. Not bad. Okay. But over the past couple of years, and especially the last one, it's up to 92%. Wow. And I think that's partly because of the historic unity of the G7 to counter Mr. Putin's act of aggression against Ukraine. But it must be said, I don't think we'd be there if, for example, the previous incumbent was President of the United States for a second term rather than Joe Biden. Yeah. Immense experience in international politics and in electoral politics, as has Mr. Kishida, the host. So we're very lucky to have them there at this time.